So, I had a little bit of an idea to perhaps start a yearly tradition where I go through all my Steam screenshots and VRChat pictures and just kind of reflect on the past. Now, obviously, in this case, the past will mean everything on my PC that I have currently, so since about October 2023. But, say, start of 2027, it would just reflect on 2026. So, I guess let's just get into it. Starting with Helldivers, too. So, a lot of these were mostly taken in error. Like, I cannot be the only one that's done that, just like accidentally bumped the F12 button. I actually posted this one to the Low Sodium Helldivers Reddit, because you cannot look at this sun and tell me it doesn't look like something out of one of those vaporwave backgrounds. Like, are you serious right now? We got some high world action going on here. Oh yeah. Y'all remember when we were first fighting on Omicron and the fucking Pelican was just drunk? Good times. Did I really just take like a porta-john on one of the magma planets? Sure, okay. Oh yeah, this was recent. I did a solo full clear of a level 9. So that was fun. Okay. So I think that's all the... That can't be right. Can't be all the Helldivers screenshots I have. Huh. Well, that was less climatic than I was thinking. So then I guess we can skip to VRChat pictures. Now, I got my start on VRChat, as you may or may not know, in May of 2022. I had just quit a really toxic job, and I tried for the second time to make a VRChat account, and it worked. I also started off as a questie, because it didn't occur to me that quests in PC were so vastly different. And then from there, I realized I do have a gaming PC, but it was a laptop. And I don't really feel like trying to find the charger for that. And then a year or so later, I built the PC that I'm currently using. So, we're really only going to be seeing photos from since I've had this PC. Starting in October of 2023. Starting with some Putt-Putt Pond scores here. That was my jam for a good while. Some Bus to Nowhere stuff. Now these are all, as far as I know, going to be intentional pictures. Since I would have had to take out my VRChat camera and take the photo in order for them to be put into this folder. I'm not really sure what I was trying to take a picture of here. And we proceed to November of 2023. That was when that big series I did came to an end, and we got the Solstice ending. Solstice ending, I hope you enjoyed this journey, and yes, there's nothing past this point. You did it. Now, I could be wrong about this, but if I'm right about this, unfortunately, it's pretty much impossible for you to get this ending anymore, since the VRChat instances, I think, update or refresh more often. I forget what it was, but it was something like that. This was... I forget what the map was called, but it was a map that I did. Something like a fear quiz map. And I did it in 40 minutes, and I got brave, so that's good. I think this is from Audience Anarchy. That's funny. This was around the time that I got into Suika game, VRChat Worlds. There were a couple that stood out to me. There was this one, which was very off-brand, but I feel like the physics were a little more entertaining. And then there was one that was truer to how the actual Suika game looked. It's pretty fun. They're both fun in their own ways. And this was around Thanksgiving of 2023 too. I remember I just sit in that world and put some Christmas lo-fi on the video player and just fruit my heart out. A little bit of a fool lore here. I have only ever had one partner in my life. If you've been around for a very, very long time, like, around the time that I posted my first ever VRChat video in the driving world, and a friend that had way too much to drink.
I can drive. Can drive.
Blame.
Where? I'm driving. I'm driving.
Blame, you're more doing Tokyo drifting than driving.
I still was in that relationship back then. We ended amicably, at least I think. So what I did in the months leading up to my confessing to him was, that was New Year's going into 2023. I went into the world it was 8 a.m. my time, and I counted down to his New Year. And he's Australian, so that would have been like the Melbourne area. Now, when I put it like that, it makes it sound like, oh, all of Australia is Melbourne. I know, it's not. Basically, I counted down to his New Year, and it was a thing. And just for sentimental reasons, I decided to do it again the next year. I didn't do it this year. So that's from that. And this is from my own New Year, because I'm in the Eastern time zone in America. Oh yeah, and I guess that's the end of December 2023, because then we go into January 2024. And woo! Happy New Year! Happy 2024 for us. I forget what the theme was for this map. I know 2025's was fishing, and then just recently 2026's was medieval, but I forget what 2024's was. I'll have to go back and, editing full, you can put those in there. And then we do a little bit of a skip here to April of 2024. I forget who I was with, but this was, you had to put your head, like, in VR, you had to put your head behind a door to see this. It was like an Easter egg kind of thing in some world. I think it was one of those worlds where, it was like a nostalgic basement. That sounds about right. That had like long plays of old games and stuff. Another goofy one. Shit, I kinda wanna make this my next Discord profile picture. I might do that. There we go. We skip over May, we go to June. The World Midnight Rooftop in VRChat has the Nevermet dog. Nevermet is basically like Tinder, but for VRChat. Like, you don't use your actual photo, you use photos of your avatars and stuff. I've met some pretty okay people on there through the years, and it's led to some interesting stories. But nothing stable yet. God damn it. I know Bill Belichick should have gotten voted to the fucking Hall of Fame or whatever. I'm tired of hearing about him. Oh, fool, why don't you put your phone on mute while you're recording? I don't normally have to. My social life is that dry. But yeah, the adorable dog. Normally they just... Oh my god, I just remembered this. Midnight Rooftop used to have a fucking, like, e-boy holding, like, a sign or something like that as their advertisement, as Nevermet's advertisement, but they changed that, thank god, to a dog. And the dog is still there, and we love dog. So that's actually what my icon is in VRChat right now. Oh god, I forgot what it was called. But it was a kind of popular Steam game, and they made it a VRChat world too. It was like Rubber Duck Simulator or something. And I got all the ducks. Look at them, they're so happy. And then the person I was with put the Amogus ducks in timeout. And then a big time skip here, to December of 2024. We have the Shrek nightlight. Oh god. This was... Wait, what fucking time was it? 4 in the morning? No way. No way, that can't be right. Because another reason this stands out to me as a memory is because I remember texting with someone who I was low-key developing a crush on at the time. And it was the start of my birth month, so we were talking about that. And I was talking about how I wanted M&Ms on my cake. I did get M&Ms on my cake, too. Later that month. I remember I texted him this, too. So this was in the Kmart world. They have these machines, and... yeah, it's basically Wordle. It is Wordle. That's literally what it is. But the word was sperm, and I thought, because funny. And then this was my birthday. I've had a tradition for a few years now. I don't know where the last one went before this, but I've had a tradition for a few years that on my birthday, I go to the Evolved Ants arcade world, and they have like a birthday room. I think you can actually, or you could at one point, fill out a form or something to get like customized stuff for an actual birthday party or something like that. But I just come in here and take a picture with me with the cake. So this would have been my 26th birthday. Yeah. This was... Oh, yeah. So I have a British friend, and this was his New Year. I'm pretty sure. Or like, it was about to be. Toronto, and then this was mine later on. Then we go into 2025. That's, oh my god. Oh my fucking god, I remember now. I stayed up for that guy. He was like, yeah, I might hop on. And my dumbass stayed up for him. Editor fool, I don't know if he's still subscribed to the channel, so don't put that in. But yeah, I stayed up for someone on the West Coast, but they never got on. That meant I stayed up until 3 a.m. Let's see, the beginning of the year, I was still in that early morning job that required me to be in at... the starting time was literally 4:30 a.m. So I did not sleep that night. That's it for January. I've just always loved this picture. That's another good one. That's another good one. Oh, that's right. So, one of my friends and I, we basically started talking again. Because there was, like, a couple years back, there'd been, like, a fiasco, and I basically had to cut off a bunch of friends. I just had to cut off a lot of people. But, you know, the leaves look a little greener, the sky looks a little pinker, the water is more glimmery. Maybe now I can enjoy VRChat for what it really is instead of logging on every day hoping to be good enough. Whoa. One of the friends I had to cut off just sent me a friend request. You know, it's been a couple years. Why not? No. And one of them reached out. And we started talking again. And they're in this picture with another friend of mine that I had. And then an alternate, arguably better perspective of the one from a couple ago. I was sitting with some other friends here in a conversation, and someone was messing with the rainbow pens, and that was the result. Work of art.
Okay, I like it. Picasso.
I don't remember where no fucking idea where I found this, but I love it. Is that Dobby? Oh yeah, and then I fell into a little bit of a simple fishing world craze for a bit. Or phase, fucking whatever. I have caught all the fish at this point, but then I just kind of gave up because the rest of the collectibles, very paywalled kind of thing. So I was like, you know what? I caught all the fish. I'm done here. Another funny print that I found. Another fishing record. Another funny print. Another funny print. Yet another. Props to everyone who gave me all these. And then I found this in an art gallery that one of my friends was in. This was when... So, if you're here but you met me on VRChat first, you might know that for like the latter half of 2025 and for a little bit of 2026, I hosted daily instances of a bar group called Misty Shores. But there was a gimmick to it. Every half an hour, there'd be an announcement telling you to approach someone new. And near the end, I even added announcements in there about drinking water and staying hydrated. But between just schedule inconsistency and the fact that there was really no world that would have allowed me to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, that's currently on hiatus. However, after I work on the project that I'm currently working on, my next priority is to actually make a world that will fulfill those needs. So, I don't even know if it's going to be this year, but look out for that, if you care. But the context of this is that I had a patron come in. Well, I say a patron, but I didn't get paid anything. It was just a virtual bar. I had someone come in, and when I asked them what they wanted, they handed me this menu. And pointed something out. Because as you can see, it has like... And then you have all these instructions here. These instructions are for the machine in the Sunset Bar, if you know what that is. It has its own, like, drink machine. You can put in, like, the amount of sweetness, sourness, energy, type of liquor, like, velocity, like, power of liquor, I guess. It wasn't really a percentage system because it went from, like, 60 to 190, but how alcoholic, just all sorts of different stuff. And yeah, someone gave me this menu and asked me to make something, so I was like, cool, sure. Also, this is also from that. I made this, but it was when I was first opening up, another bar owner came in, gave me a few pointers, and one of those was they implied that I should make like a specialty drink so that I can sort of stand out from the competition. Now, this was a nice photo with some friends in a really pretty world. I used this as my phone's lock screen background for a bit because it was just that awesome. Oh, and there's the phone screen version of that. I want to say this was presented to me in a No Time to Talk, in addition with some other word photos, but I don't remember. October. I don't remember why this photo was taken. Nor do I remember this one, but this one's infinitely funnier. In November... This one... I don't know why this one... It's just so funny. It's just the face. The dog's face. Oh! Oh, I remember where this was from. I was catching up with someone I hadn't talked to in a while, and they took me... Well, not took me, they were there. To this, like, art fair festival thing. And I wonder if another one's in. I took a closer one of the dog. We have Cat. Love Cat. A Moog ass. And then December. This was this year's birthday photo. My 27th. And this was at the Misty Shores Christmas party. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. And then this was at the most recent New Year's World, the 2026 one. And there was a Helldivers one. So of course I had to. And now from this month, we actually have quite a few. So this was our New Year. Yeah. That was our 2026. This is a group photo with some people. I was in no time to talk, and these were together, and it was great. Funny thing. So the context for this one, and I'm gonna do a little bit of advertising here. Y'all need to sponsor me. I'm in a group in VRChat called the No Friends Friends Club. And I wish I'd gotten a picture of it, but I actually found out about it through a poster in the New Year's Eve world. It advertised itself as basically exactly what I needed, which was a club for people who have trouble making friends. And not only do they have hangouts and the game nights and movie nights and stuff, they have actual workshops teaching about things like, I think this week's topic, like tomorrow's meeting, is going to be about putting yourself out there. I'm going to be interested to see what that's about. But last week's was, what was last week's? Last week's was active versus passive listening. The week before that was primary versus secondary emotions. And then the first meeting that I attended, yeah, that's what this was. This was the first NFFC workshop meeting that I ever attended. It was just called the Social Scavenger Hunt. So, and I tried this with a group of my own, but no one showed up. But this was still fun. So basically, the ambassadors, or like the leaders did, was they put a numbered list of different aspects. Well, they tried to put it up in like a presentation mode, but it wasn't working. So they had to print out prints of the list. And it would have things like someone who made their avatar, or someone who traveled for the holidays, or someone who's new to NFFC. And you had to basically go around and find one person for each of those qualities. So, for instance, like this person signed for number 5. You can't see a lot of them, but there's like other ones there. And okay, so this right here, this says, this is my handwriting. This says, this isn't a forgery because the only other person with a red pen well, I don't know what that says, but it says left. One of them was find the person who's using the same color pen as you, but the person that was also using a red pen left mid-activity. So I was kind of screwed, so I was talking to someone else about it, and they were like, they wouldn't be mad, so I was like, cool, I'll just put it on there myself. I was in another world, and this is... It was a meme room, as you can see. This was the painting that I made for the primary and secondary emotions workshop. Primary emotion was sadness, secondary was loneliness. But this was in the life drawing world, and the controls are so awkward on desktop that I did not want it to look so shit, but here we are.
Huh?
this was in a Cards Against Humanity world. I saw this and I was like, that's Discord profile picture material. And it looks like that's the last one. But yeah, that's most of the relevant pictures and screenshots that I have. I would love to carry this tradition into next year and the years beyond, even if the videos then might be a little bit shorter. I'll see you then, or I'll see you for whatever bullshit I have cooked up next. Because trust me, I have a lot of bullshit brewing.